You open your electric bill, and before you even look at the number, you already feel it, that tightening in your chest. You know it's going to be higher than last month. It always is. Here's what the data confirms. Between 2020 and 2025, the average American household saw their electricity bill increase by over 30%. And in 2026, utility companies in 34 states have already filed for additional rate increases. But here's the part nobody talks about. The reason your bill keeps going up has nothing to do with how much electricity you actually use. It's by design. And in the next few minutes, I'm going to show you exactly how it works and what tens of thousands of Americans are quietly doing about it. Let's start with something most people don't understand about how electricity pricing actually works in the United States. Unlike most products you buy, electricity prices are not set by competition. They're set by something called a Public Utility Commission, a regulatory body in each state that approves how much your utility company can charge you. Here's where it gets interesting. The way these commissions work, utility companies are actually guaranteed a profit margin on top of their operating costs, which means the more they spend, the more they earn. Think about that for a second. If a utility company spends more money on infrastructure, on executive salaries, on lobbying, they get to pass every single dollar of that cost directly to you and then charge you extra on top of it. This isn't a conspiracy theory. This is how utility regulation has worked in America for over 100 years, and it's the main reason your bill goes up even when you try to use less electricity. So what's making things worse specifically? In 2026, there are three main factors driving the increases right now. Number one, aging infrastructure. The average American power line is over 40 years old. Utility companies are spending hundreds of billions upgrading the grid and billing every penny to consumers. The Department of Energy estimates this will add between $200 and $500 per year to the average household bill over the next decade. Number two, the electrification wave. As more Americans switch to electric vehicles and electric heating, total demand on the grid is climbing fast. More demand, same infrastructure, higher prices. Number three, fuel costs. Most electricity in the US still comes from burning natural gas. When gas prices go up, as they have dramatically since 2021, those costs are passed directly to you, the consumer. Combine all three, and you start to understand why financial analysts are projecting electricity costs to increase another 40 to 60% over the next 5 years. Not a prediction. A projection based on already approved rate increases. Now here's the part of this conversation that most mainstream media completely ignores. While utility companies are raising rates, a growing number of American homeowners are quietly moving in the opposite direction. They're decoupling themselves from the grid, partially or completely, using DIY energy solutions that were either too expensive or too complicated 10 years ago, but today are accessible to almost anyone. We're not talking about spending $15,000 to $20,000 on a solar panel system. We're talking about supplemental home power solutions that can be built on a weekend with parts from any hardware store for a fraction of that cost. The people doing this aren't necessarily preppers or off-grid extremists. They're regular homeowners in Texas, Colorado, Florida. People who got tired of watching their bill climb every month and decided to take practical action. The common thread? They stopped waiting for the grid to get cheaper, because it won't, and they stopped waiting for solar to become affordable, because the payback period is still 8 to 12 years for most installations. Instead, they started small, with solutions they could build and test themselves. What's interesting is that this idea of generating your own electricity at home, independent from utility companies, isn't new at all. Back in the late 1800s, Nikola Tesla was working on exactly this problem. His goal wasn't to sell electricity to people. His goal was to make energy generation so simple and cheap that every household could be independent. The people who were making money from energy consumption at the time made sure that vision never became mainstream. But the science Tesla developed never disappeared. And in 2026, with materials costing a fraction of what they did in Tesla's era, some of those principles are finally being applied at the household level. I've been going deep on this topic, and I'll be covering it in detail in upcoming videos on this channel. What Tesla discovered, why it was buried, and how regular homeowners are using it today. If you want to go deeper right now, I've put together a resource in the description that covers the step-by-step side of home energy independence, specifically how people are building their own supplemental power systems for under $100. The link is in the description below. It's free to check out. If you found this video useful, subscribe, because this channel is going to go deep on exactly this topic. Every video we publish is designed to give you practical, actionable information about breaking free from utility dependency. I'll see you in the next one.